A woman went to Disney World last month with her new Apple Watch, and the trip may have cost her $40,000. Here's what we know. The woman and her husband were in Epcot on board what is described as, quote, the slow-moving, The Seas with Nemo and Friends attraction. Are we familiar?
Yes, oh yes. I know it.
It is slow-moving.
Very, very
Speaking of slow-moving.
Nobody would know it better than these two.
I got a full-face yawn right there.
He didn't see your yawn until last. He turned to it. And so he asked, are you familiar? And you went, oh, I've heard of it.
It is a slow ride.
A slow-moving attraction. I know it, and I only did it once, and it was so slow. It's like, well, what are we doing on here?
Okay.
I mean, nothing happens.
Mm-hmm.
Some of those rides are like that at Disney. They're not. They're so slow. You know?
Well, so maybe you can speak to this. They say that when the ride reached an elevated position, I don't know if it's on a track or if it's on a boat.
I think it's on a track. It's like you're in a little, your own little boat type thing, but it goes, you're being moved by a track underneath.
Okay.
Yes.
So as the ride was in an elevated position, at the exact same moment, the woman was fidgeting with her Apple Watch. And then it happened. It popped off.
Right.
Fell through the graded floor of the ride, tumbled and landed on a pathway below. She could see it, but she couldn't reach it.
Now, this is fascinating to me because you said it may cost $40,000. I can't
Exactly.
imagine. How would it cost $40,000?
Well, now the watch itself is an Apple Watch, but it's an Hermes.
Oh, well.
Which I don't know much about fashion brand, but I know that's an expensive label.
Oh,
So
okay.
this watch is worth about $1,300.
Oh, my goodness.
$1,300.
It's the band. Apple sells those.
Really?
Yes.
Worth $40,000?
Well, no. I mean,
no.
That's $1,300. Right, so how does it go to $40,000?
The husband jumped off the moving ride to try to retrieve the watch. And as Chris Kelly and Biggie would tell you, that's a giant no-no
Right.
at Disney. You can't do that.
Right.
Operators stopped the ride, and not an employee, cast member, reminded the couple, no one gets off the ride. We'll get your watch when it's safe and return it to your hotel, the Contemporary Resort.
Oh, I know the Contemporary.
they
Do
stay.
you?
They've got money.
Yeah, that's a nice place.
Okay,
Contemporary is
okay.
very nice, yeah.
So the woman was a little bit worried because she had a number of credit cards linked to the watch, including an American Express with an unlimited credit line.
They do have money. Yeah.
So she waited and waited back at her hotel, but the watch never showed up. Then came the fraud alerts through her phone. Amex card blowing up.
boy.
$40,000 had been racked up on her Amex card.
Oh, there it is.
$40,000. She shut down the cards. The woman has filed a complaint with the Orange County Sheriff's Office and Disney, but so far no resolution.
Is Disney at fault here? Well, once they told her, once the cast member told her, we'll get your watch back to you, and then they didn't, I do put some fault on Disney, don't you think?
Yes, they said they were going to get it.
Yeah, I mean, you would think there's tons of procedures for lost valuables.
But I'll tell you this, they warn you time and again not to have your phone, not to have any loose items, but the watch is not loose, but since she started messing with it, it became loose, you know?
Yep.
That's on her. But they told her they were supposed to get that. And she did say, it's got some credit cards
I'm
on there.
at such and such hotel. Bring it back.
Who do you think got it? How did they get down there to get it? Disney employee?
Oh, well, yeah, I'm sure they have access to the.
Excuse me, cast member?
Thank you.
But no Disney cast member would do anything wrong. I can't imagine a Disney
They're
cast
not
member
human.
stealing like no.
It's the happiest place on earth.
So no security on those watches?
I don't know.
I mean, when you have to have your face in front of it?
Actually, it's a security code. Like if I take this off right now and hand it to you to use it, you have to punch in a security code. It knows as soon as I take it off.
Wonder how they got into it then.
That's what I wonder.
And unless somehow, which I'm sure you might be able to disable the code, but I don't know why you would.
Well, you got to really know something about getting into a device like that to steal that kind of money to do that. Wow. I am very surprised that happened, especially
So she's lost her watch and, well, I don't know if the credit card will make good on the $40,000. She may not be out that.
I was so brazen at Dollywood, I kept my cell phone in my pocket, even on the most ferocious of rides. And
Your back pocket?
No, front. One time, I'll tell you, this was body shaming, I thought. I got into one of the rides at Dollywood, really fast roller coaster, and my legs.
Jolene?
The Jolene. Yeah, that's right. Jolene is
They got the Jolene?
Yeah, the Jolene
She's a fast woman.
is a fast one.
Do they have the dolly drop that drops fast, like between her cleavage? It gets dark.
That was closed for renovations that day. We couldn't go on that.
Wouldn't you be more comfortable on the 9 to 5?
No.
If they don't have a ride that goes between her cleavage, they're doing it wrong.
Like a double hump roller coaster.
Right.
Here we go, everybody.
Right. So I'm on the Jolene. But when I got into Jolene, my legs are so long that I had to, I was on there with my daughter, my knees could not fit.
This is a standard roller coaster car?
Yes. And this is an old school, I think it's one of the first roller coasters they have.
Wow.
So my knees could not go straight. So I had to like slide them, lean them way to the right. So I'm sitting in the thing like a corkscrew.
What holds you in? A bar?
Yep.
Across your lap?
The bar came down. And when the woman came by to check...
Not shoulders.
No, just a bar over your lap. And when the woman came by to check that the bar was down, she said, "Sweet Jesus, what's wrong with your legs?" And I said, "Well, I'm sitting just like this. You know, I can't even really do it."
Facing one way, legs going the other.
Legs going the other.
If you go to the park chapel after the ride, they'll heal you.
Yeah, and I said, what do you mean? I said, nothing's wrong with my legs.
Start it up. Start it up.
Let's go.
And she said, now we were in the front car, but it's like a foursome car. You know what I mean? We were second row is basically. Okay. And there were these two loudmouth 20-somethings in front of us. And she said, "I can't let you ride this way."
Oh, no.
And I said, "What? I can't ride this way?" And she goes, "No." But she said the odd-numbered cars have more legroom. They have just more legroom. And so she said, "I need you gentlemen who were in their 20s to swap with this man and his daughter." And they went, "Bro." You know, we'd waited.
They waited for the front.
They'd waited for the front. And she said, "I'm sorry, but his legs won't fit in." And they went, "Ooh." So we
Just smirk on past him.
we got up and swapped. And the whole crowd waiting was like, "What?" And like, 'cause their frat boy friends were behind them like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Please don't take my seat just because you can.
Right.
Wait, from UT?
That's Jolene.
Yeah, that's right. And I took his seat just because I could. And then the whole way on the ride, like it would go up a hill, and the guys were like, "I can't see over this guy's head. This sucks. Boo. This sucks. Boo."
You blocked all the wind from him.
Yeah, and they kept on saying, "This ride has been compromised. I can't ride this ride." Bro, we waited in line for an
Thanks
hour.
a lot, Gigantor.
Yeah, they were saying all that stuff. I kept saying to my daughter, "Just ignore them. Just ignore them."
They don't know what they're saying. They don't know words hurt.
They don't know.
God, did you look? Does Dollywood take photographs of you when you're going down the hills,
Yes.
and then you have to look at them on the way back, and they're
Yes.
just giving you the bird?
Yes. They were pointing at their crotches during the photo.
You ruined it.
And they kept saying, "You ruined it," all that kind of stuff. And then when I got off, the crowd's still waiting. We're like, "Boo!" As I stood up, you know. It's just terrible. What a terrible experience. Not as bad as this poor woman at Disney World, though. Tim, you know something about how someone could find your Apple Watch or get into your cards somehow. Go ahead.
No, my thought was, what if she actually found the watch and she's trying to pull a fraud on American Express?
Possible, I suppose.
She never lost it?
She never lost it in the first place, and she's pulling a fraud on American Express. I mean, that would be a long way to go. Devious. But it seems like the Disney World employee did see it down below the grates. You know, she did get out of the seat and everything. I don't know. That would be a really
That'd be dark.
multi-level thing to try to get to. Never put it past anybody, though. Who knows, you know?